Okay. Well, trying to go live here. Okay. All right. I think we are live. We'll see how well the internet connects. So today I wanted to talk about Canadian Jesuits. So thank you everyone for joining me on this this short video. I don't plan on this being very long. So, Pope Francis recently visited Canada. I think Kennedy Hall was interviewed by Taylor Marshall, and that was a pretty interesting video discussing what happened with this pagan smudging ritual by the indigenous Canadians. Now, LifeSite News did a little bit of research, and that was pretty interesting. Uh, they actually just took this information from an interview with Vatican News, which is the Vatican's propaganda wing, and the vicar provincial of the Jesuits of Canada is Father Gilles Mongo, SJ, of course. He gave some details as to the modern approach of the Company of Jesus was taking, as to the modern approach the Company of Jesus was taking when it came to the evangelization of the native tribes of Canada. And so he said, with respect to education, so school children, we actively support two middle schools that concentrate primarily on Indigenous children. They gave a lot of attention to individual pupils and families and teach Indigenous cultural and spiritual traditions. Concerning language and culture, we encourage the use of Indigenous languages, okay, and ceremonies in Catholic religious services. So basically, enculturating the Mass, incorporating Indigenous pagan elements into the Mass. So this is coming from the leading Jesuit in Canada. He said, we are also exploring with Indigenous and non-Indigenous Christians ways to decolonize the practice of the Christian faith and to encourage Catholics in Canada to appreciate the richness of Indigenous spiritualities. So, yes, uh, appreciate appreciate the richness of Indigenous spiritualities. What does that mean? Well, that means appreciate the paganism of, yeah. Anyway, Mongo explained that all forms of colonization are scrupulously avoided by today's Jesuits, and in the name of enculturation, the indigenous spiritualities of relationship with the natural environment are now taken up in the hope of forming an ecological spirituality in the church. That's right. So, earth worship. Excellent. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? Um, okay. So, Gloria TV has discovered that Father Mongo has celebrated LMNOP masses for a decade in Toronto, and the Toronto Catholic Witness.blogspot.com calls him Canada's leading LMNOP priest. And so, if I can get this working, some information here. Let's just see if this will shift. There we go. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And I want to bring up the picture of this Jesuit. All right, so I don't know. I'm not one to insult how people look, but I mean, uh, what does this say to you? Okay, I'm not even. Should I even ask? Okay, so when I saw this photo, I was like, wait, hold on a second. Um, I, I, I don't know. What do I say? Like, I'm trying to be charitable here, but I'm thinking like, okay, is this like what gender? Like, Okay. So then, I think it is a man. All right. Uh, he calls himself Father, I think. Maybe not. Maybe because the Jesuits are all like, "Oh, just call me Jim," you know. Like I'm just I'm just like your friend. Yeah, here we go. Well, that's your comment. Yeah, that's my comment. I mean, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll show you other photos and see if you have a comment to that. This is this Jesuit celebrating Mass. Yeah. Actually, let me see pictures of his service. So, okay, there's one photo. Here's the next. Oh, here's another one, a different one. So he's wearing. Okay, so in the Novus Ordo, right? From what I can see, that looks black, but the Novus Ordo rite does not use black vestments. So what is he celebrating? And this is posted, as you notice, this is on a Facebook photo from All Inclusive Ministries, a healing mass. Of course, look at his stool here. Yeah. Okay. This is from All Inclusive Ministries. To be LMNOP is to have received a special blessing from God. Strongly disagree. All right, here's the church that he's celebrating Mass in. And really, the architecture is quite beautiful. But what they're celebrating is not. Imagine if the SSPX had these kinds of churches. There are some in Europe. There are a few here and there. Wouldn't that be incredible? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but there's a different rainbow vestment that he has. Okay. Oh, and this is okay. So this is it. Okay. So what's what, so what do you think about that? Okay, so here, another thought is the Jesuits have faculties, and I'm Solanum Lax. Okay, I have. I don't know if I don't know that I recognize you from a live stream, so thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you for watching this channel, and this person as well, Rui Duar. Thank you for joining, and I don't know that I've seen any comments from you, so thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. Stay as far from the woke church as you can. Yeah, agreed. So he's allowed to do all this crazy stuff. Yeah, new here. Well, glad you're here. He's allowed to do all this crazy LMNOP stuff during a mass. He's allowed to wear rainbow vestments, but the Latin mass is the problem. Oh yeah, all are welcome except the unjabbed. It's Canada. I'm from the United States, so I don't really know. I'm from an outsider's perspective. I kind of see the communist utopia of Canada, and they're all about cover your face, make sure you have your jab passport. You know, all are welcome except the unjabbed. That's kind of their common theme. And that's really all I have to say about the Canadian Jesuits. You can look at the links below in the description for more information if you're interested. There's also a video. I think LifeSite has a video link, but if not, you can just search in YouTube the whatever the Jesuit province is, and you can see what they have to do. Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, watch this channel more, and you'll see a lot more instances of this stuff. So we have EVTN news mostly every Monday, and there's it's kind of discouraging, but at the same time, for us, it's just like, well, another day, another dollar. I don't know. It's just kind of normal for us. Haven't asked. I haven't asked, but yeah, I haven't looked on Twitter. Maybe I should have gone to Twitter, but I don't want to interrupt this program while I search on Twitter for this priest. But I guess well, why not? You know, Why not go to? So an alternative to Google is DuckDuckGo.com. And I don't know if me pulling up another window or tab will, uh, slow down the live stream. I apologize for that. But his name is Father Gilles, Gilles Mongo. SJ. And let's see. Searching on Twitter. I don't know what. Oh, here we go. Oh, he has a Twitter. Oh no. Oh boy. What are we what are we coming to here? Oh no, this looks like a soccer player. Okay. Never mind. There's the Canadian Jesuits of Canada. Okay. I was very surprised to see that, but not surprised to see. Anyway, he doesn't have a. I don't think he has a Twitter. But he is an author at All Inclusive Ministries. What does that have to say about? Okay, so while we're here, let's see if I can share my screen. Alright, let's see if I can share my screen. No. What's this? Yes. Okay. There we go. All Inclusive Ministries. I think. Is this one of his articles? Let's go to this. See if it'll take us to this. Yeah. LMNOPs and Catholics, the power of loving the enemy. Huh. Okay. Well, oh, yeah. Oh, how long ago was that? 2016. Okay. Well, and so here we go. Free to speak the truth with love and without resentment. Anyway. All right. Who cares? Okay. That's about it. So, doing yard work with listening. Okay. You're standing up there, so hope others are calling out the errors as well. Yeah, okay. Doing yard work, but listening. Wow. Okay. I know I can't listen to. I wish I knew how to do that. Mow grass and listen to stuff at the same time, but any kind of like pressure, it hurts. I don't know. It's annoying. DuckDuckGo actually associated with NSA. Are you serious? DuckDuckGo is actually associated with the NSA? Really? I just wanted an alternative to Google. I know it doesn't like. I don't know. Google kind of saved your search results. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want this stuff popping up every time I search. Like, I'm just doing this one time. Especially if I'm doing research for a show. I'm searching for like LMNOP associations with this one priest. I don't want that popping up. Like, come on. You know? To love them is to correct them. Exactly. Okay. So that's all I want to say on that. I did, over the week, I have been hearing different things about the Institute of Christ the King. So I'm glad that everyone has joined me on this live stream. So the Institute of Christ the King in Chicago has been shut down. You've heard about that. I've done a video on that. Other people, hopefully other people have done videos on that. I mean, come on, like this is important news. You know, this is kind of what we're looking at as Catholics. You know, what we're facing. And in Chicago, it's I would say it's almost like a test run for the rest of the United States. And so the Institute received a suspension from Cardinal Cupich, which he has denied. And yeah, he's denied. he has denied that he suspended them. He said, well, they were given every opportunity through a spokesperson, of course. They were given an opportunity to comply with my unjust directives, which is that they say they don't say the Latin Mass on the first Sundays. So basically, go against their constitutions. And so they decided to resist and say Mass on first Sundays. And then Cardinal Cupich has, I guess, issued them a suspension. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell because nothing is public right now. The Institute shut down voluntarily. The problem is, so they own their own property. They own their church. But the biggest problem is there are deed restrictions. And that is the problem whenever the SSPX goes to buy churches. That's a problem because deed restrictions, basically, if I would sell you a property and I would have a deed restriction, I could say, don't sell it to you cannot sell this to someone who's not Catholic. And so if you go to sell it to someone who's not Catholic, deed restrictions kick in. And, like, I could always come back as the person who sold it to you, and I could put other restrictions on it, like this property can't be sold to non-family members. Basically, the property is worthless then if I would buy it. So the Institute, apparently they signed a deed restriction that said that this property cannot be used for anything that the Archdiocese of Chicago deems that it cannot be used for. So basically what the deed restriction more or less says is that it's at the discretion of the Archdiocese of Chicago what it can be used for. So the Institute they own the property. They can't, though. Here's the problem. Living purgatory, here's the problem. They can't sell it to the SSPX because then the Archdiocese of Chicago would file a lawsuit and try to reclaim the property. That's apparently this is where we're at. Rorate Caeli posted this on his blog, and I'm not a fan of Rorate Caeli. He kind of just says things, and some of the rumors are true, some are not. But I think this is actually the truth. I believe this. Okay, they can't sell it to the SSPX. They can't say Mass. If they say Mass, they could resist, and they could say Mass, but then they're going to be fighting a lawsuit. So what do? Their hands are tied, and this is ecclesia. This is the problem with Ecclesia Dei. Aside from the document, the document itself, Ecclesia Dei, talked about the new doctrines of Vatican II. Okay, what are those? Because Pope John XXIII and Pope Paul VI said that Vatican II did not contain new doctrines. So what does Pope John Paul II mean by the new doctrines of the document Ecclesia Dei? Go look it up and do a Control F, and search to find new doctrines or whatever, and you'll come up with the new doctrines of Vatican. It mentions that in the document Ecclesia Dei. Anyway, I think the traditionalists, the FSSP and the Institute, and any of the other Ecclesia Dei groups were saying like, yeah, okay, we're just gonna let that slide and whatever, as long as we can say our Latin Mass. Well, now you can't. So that's the problem. And they own the property. You have to have independently owned property. Even if you wanted faculties in the diocese, you really should have found independently owned property. Because right now, every parish, every traditional parish, whether that's run by a diocesan, FSSP, Institute, every Ecclesia Dei parish is at risk of being shut down or moved to a gym or an auditorium. That's what we're looking at right now as Catholics. So the Institute, this shows we're in trouble. The SSPX is really the best option because they own their own properties and they're outside of the diocesan structure. And guess what? If the bishop says, hey, well, we welcome you into the diocese, the SSPX would say all the better. But the diocese doesn't get the diocesan tax from the SSPX. I think they would. Some people say, oh, the SSPX shouldn't shouldn't dialogue with the diocese. I think they should. In fact, the SSPX Superior General met with Pope Francis several months ago. You can dialogue with these people. Dialogue, right? Because you're not giving up any ground by talking to them. But if you're dialoguing with the pagans and saying, how can we enculturate our liturgy? No, that's not true. But the SSPX are not talking about how can we integrate the Novus Ordo into our liturgy? How can we integrate the new calendar with our 1962 calendar? No, they're not doing that. But they are open to listening. So anyway, that's what we have. But I just hope that this information about the deed restrictions with the Institute, and this is going way off topic, of course, but I hope that this was helpful for you to understand what's going on. And again, this is kind of just rumors. It kind of is. It's all what people are saying on blogs, that there is that bit of language in the deed restriction that the Institute, like the Archdiocese of Chicago, can basically reclaim the property if they deem that it's used for an anti-Catholic activity. Is the Latin Mass an anti-Catholic activity? Well, it certainly goes against the religion of the modernists. We'll say that. Anyway, what about the Jesuits? Do their rainbow LMNOP masses go against the religion of the modernists? No, that is the religion of the modernists. So I guess that's how we tie that together. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I don't really have any other thoughts. I mean, the encouragement, well, buy a Latin Mass missal, follow a Latin Mass missal, follow the old calendar. The FSSP just sent me a new calendar. I think it'll be a little while before they get shut down, but we'll see if they do. We'll see if any of them resist. The Institute, they don't really have any means to resist. I don't know. They don't really have any ground to stand on. They have a lot of people that are behind them, but there are a lot of powerful, there's a lot of money, let's say, behind Cardinal Cupich and the modernists and the Vatican. There's a lot of money behind the traditionalists, but we can't fight them monetarily. So, okay. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hey, thank you. I see a lot of new names joining me in the live chat. I don't even know. Your usernames are kind of weird. Yeah, okay, we have the truth. So here's what I said. They have the buildings, we have the faith. And in the end, I mean, you know the book. The book of the Apocalypse is kind of a spoiler. Good defeats evil. That's just how it works. And we'll just have to kind of hang on, I guess. Make sure you're saying your own prayers. You know, make sure, because I could do YouTube videos all day, but I don't. Not all day. Not all day. I can't. I have to make money. But I could do YouTube videos every day, but I'm doing a lot of religious reading, some spiritual reading, some like leisure Catholic reading. And I think we need to do that. I encourage you to do that. That's why I'm not spending a lot of time doing YouTube videos. I have a few ideas, a lot of book reviews, a lot of interesting, like just clips, video clips. Father Mark Goring does a lot of video clips. I kind of tried to do a little bit of that whenever I first started. Now I'm going way longer than Father Mark Goring would ever go, but I pray in Portuguese. Well, that's interesting. Are you from Portugal? I pray in Latin sometimes, mostly in English, obviously. Great to meet everyone. Yeah, great to meet you as well. Thanks for joining the channel live stream. So I did start a local traditionalist group. Basically, all you do is collect people's information, basically emails for me. Oh, nice. Azores. Very interesting. That's pretty far out in the ocean, isn't it? Like, I don't think there's a lot of land around the Azores. Anyway, yeah, so I gathered people's emails, the local group, and we had Latin rosaries. And when the winter came, it kind of like, I didn't want people driving we had some support. Local parish allowed us to use the local priest allowed us to use the building, the church building, but it was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't really want anyone who was. I didn't really want people driving after dark in the winter. You know what I mean? So that kind of. But then there were people inviting other people to their house for the rosary, and so we'd have a rosary and a covered dish, and sometimes that took place on Fridays. So find some good meatless meals, and that was pretty good. So we're building up a community locally. We don't have a super close Latin mass, but we have traditionalists, and sometimes we pray the rosary in Latin. So this is actually a really interesting geography lesson. So stick around if you're interested. The Azores are small islands. I come from Terceira Island, which is 20 miles long and 10 miles wide. There you go. I drive much farther than that to a Latin mass. So maybe not much farther. I don't know, 30, 40 miles, 50. I don't think it's 50. I mean, I could if I wanted. There are some that far away from me. But I definitely drive farther than 20 miles every Sunday. Let's just say that. Do you know which bishop in Canada seems to be traddy friendly? When I look at the Catholic Church in Canada, it seems to be so unvocal and act like unlike kids in school. Well, I think Kennedy Hall said one of the bishops from Canada was sort of trad friendly. He went to an indigenous school and said that the Catholic faith, you need to be Catholic because that's where salvation exists. And I think that's sort of along the lines of what he said. Taylor Marshall interviewed Kennedy Hall this past week, so if you're interested, you can check out the video. Kennedy mentions it somewhere. I think he was from the Canadian. It's not a province, but it's a territory of Nunavut. I think that's what it is. I think that's the bishop that's kind of trad friendly, but I'm not sure. I'm from California near Berkeley. I watch and learn online. Good. Nothing local to me. You don't have a Latin mass in Berkeley? I don't know. I don't really know. Anyway, guys, that's it. That'll be it. I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to grab some food. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we are the laity, and we will not be silent.